always lit this town like a fire in a blaze. Gotta burn it down.
So what's up, guys? We are back again as Sports Analyst. It's been a while, yeah, we know, and we are back with something that has been, shall I say, just taking over the internet for a while now. I think for the past 72 hours, and it's just been crazy. Okay, so before we start, I would like to, acknowledge Jason on the call. So, Jason, how are you feeling today? I mean, how are you?
I'm feeling so. This transfer window is the best transfer window of the decade, with the things happening in my club and then around the world. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, so yeah, as usual, Chelsea fans always, trying to rub it in for every other team. But it's normal. As I keep saying, if you guys don't prove, with all these signings to be, championship contenders, you get it from us. It's normal. Okay, so hopefully you guys can do something about this season. If not, don't be surprised when you come out for your scouts. So don't worry at all about that. We'll be right up there waiting for you guys to fail. Okay, so we'll jump in with what we are talking about today, and we know what's happening, all the way in Spain, in Catalonia, at Barcelona. There's turmoil, mayhem at the club at the moment. I think 2 days ago, Messi filed in an official transfer request to leave the club. And that has come with a lot of negative responses from club supporters who feel like, things are not being run well at the club, and that is why the Argentine wants to leave. Okay, so we'll start with basically one of the reasons why he wants to leave. We know for the past, I think they won the Champions League the last time in 2014-2015 season. And for 5 years now, they failed in trying to recapture the European title. Okay, then we've seen it. Okay, we've seen them bottling these things, year after year. From the Roma loss, that was a comeback mounted by Roma, by Costas Manolas. We saw the Liverpool come back again. This season too, we saw a humiliating defeat at the hands of Bayern Munich. So, what do you think is going wrong at Barcelona, and why they keep on bottling these opportunities are trying to recapture the Champions League for themselves?
I think Barcelona has really declined. Like they've fallen behind their main rivals, Real Madrid, over the past few years. And I don't want to put the blame on the entire team, but I want to put the blame, like much of the blame, on the president and then on the board. I think the team are doing so good, but when it comes to the decision making in the transfer markets, it hasn't really been good. And you see players coming into the team who have already been past their primes. A typical example is Miralem who just came to Barcelona. You could see, I don't think he's a player who is going to cause much of a change or a difference in Barcelona at the moment. So the decision making of the chiefs, the transfer chiefs at the club is something to take note of. I don't think they've really helped the team enough. And I think that is one of the reasons that Messi wants to leave, because he feels with the players coming into the club and the decision making that is going on at the top of the club, there isn't going to be a very safe period for them to get back on their feet and dominate Europe like they used to dominate.
Sure. All right. Okay. So yeah, I think you've said everything. It's quite, shall I say, strange to see a big club like Barcelona not being able to get deals done for a long term. I know, but then people also keep on saying this now about their over-dependence on the Argentine. That's led them to, give less opportunities to people. Okay, we've seen how La Masia has seen a lot of exodus of young players from Spain, from Xavi Simons. We saw Dani Olmo. Over the past years, these people have not been given the opportunities, and that's because, it's a two-way thing. I feel they still want to compete and win trophies and not, rest on their laurels and think they can give way for youngsters to come into the system. As much as that is a good thing, they just don't want to, make that mistake. At the same time, too, the over-dependence on one player makes them feel just get, shall I say, quality players around him who are right good on their ability. We've been seeing much of something of a rivalry for the presidency between Josep Maria Bartomeu and then Victor Font, who, after the appointment of Ronald Koeman, we saw him mention that he was not going to acknowledge the presence of this coach, even if he wins a lot of trophies. So already at the presidency level, there's, should I say, disparities. There's been disagreements with appointments that have been made already, and already the whole team is a mess. Okay, at every single level. We saw after they lost to Eric Abidal stepped down as well, and that came with the subsequent sacking of Setien. The whole team is in a mess right now, and even with the new appointments, we are seeing a whole lot of things. So, do you think for Ronald Koeman coming in at the helm of Barcelona, it could probably change the heads of the players? And do you think, it's probably a good thing in this whole storm that we are seeing as Catalonia?
Let me be honest with you. I'm not a Barcelona fan, but I'm being very, very honest. You and I know that Ronald Koeman cannot, and then will not rebuild Barcelona to be the top club that they used to be. Look at what he did at Everton. He was sacked after 10 games in his final season in England. So honestly, I don't think, and the kind of players that he favors are not players who are capable of transforming the club or getting them to the top that they used to be. And you could see, I've read a couple of articles, the players that he's been requesting and everything. You don't see any like quality. I don't think Memphis Depay is a sort of player for Barcelona. Honestly, I don't think Memphis Depay is the sort of player for Barcelona. Look at how Memphis Depay bottled it in England. Look at how he bottled it at Manchester United. I don't. Oh, it's true because like you can't just come to a new club and then start doing just because you want to rebuild the club. Then you start telling
Yeah,
experienced players. You telling Vidal, I don't think Vidal is that bad. Vidal actually helped Barcelona a lot last season. For a defensive midfielder to be scoring goals like that every season, like in a season at last season at Barcelona, I think he did pretty well. Rakitic, even from Ernesto Valverde, I don't think he had many chances to play football or to start a lot of games for Barcelona. So for Rakitic, I don't really have a problem with him leaving. But you talk about Suarez. Suarez is still one of the best strikers in the world. I think he can still make it as the top one of the top 5 strikers in world football right now. So when you come to the club and then you tell the people, or you tell the president, the club president, or the club CEO that you want to get rid of Suarez, you want to get rid of Vidal, who are at the moment key members in Barcelona for the sake of rebuilding. I don't think it's a right thing to do for a start. And Ronald Koeman himself, he doesn't have a good record of spending well on the right players. Because at Everton, I quite remember that he signed so many players.
yeah.
His last Everton during his last season at Everton, he spent a club record amount of money on so many players, and they really didn't do well in that time at Everton. So I don't think Koeman is going to help the club.
And we saw Carles Puyol's tweets towards Messi's whole news, and then he was right behind him. And
Yeah.
same thing for Suarez, who also gave a clapping emoji. That showed that more or less they all support his decision, and that tells you
Yeah.
how poorly the club is being run by the executive and the whole management. And I feel for Barcelona they have to do a lot. There should be a whole change from head to toe, from executives all the way down to even some of the youth decisions that are being taken up at the place. I think if they can give more players time from La Masia, a policy where you could have players playing at least 1/10 of the season being played by young players, probably 5 of them. And I think from that they can make good transitions. We are seeing Ansu Fati coming up. I've seen Jean Claire Tobido or Todivo also
Ricky
coming up as
Puig.
well. And then Ricky Puig. I mean, like they have these players, but they tend to deny them a lot of playing time. I think it's high time they got to look at all these players and give them a chance. Because for every team you have to go through a transition. You're not going to
Yeah.
be doing it forever. And that means that you have to now change your system. And I think that's where Barcelona are falling short of this season and even in the past seasons. And that's really in those poor transfer decisions that they made. I mean, bringing in Martin Braithwaite, not to say he's a bad player, but I mean, he's not a player who's to be fitting into a team like Barcelona, who has been winning trophies for the past 10 years and just dominating Europe. You don't bring in someone from, I think, was it Alaves? If not Alaves, Leganes, one of them. I mean, Barcelona bringing players from these clubs, it's just mind blowing. Like, you ask yourself, who is running things transfer affairs for this club, and you are completely at a loss. Okay, so again, we've seen Messi has been having strained issues and relationship with the president, and I think one of the issues came up with a field move for Neymar as well, and now things are at a mess. Do you think with this transfer request that he has put in place, is it, should I say, a really candid decision by him to try and lead the club, or you think he's trying to unsettle the executive and probably cause for a change in the presidency at Barcelona?
You should understand that Messi is the best player in the world. I agree that Messi is the best player in the world. And when it comes to star players or absolutely very, very good players, when they want to leave a club, they really want to leave a club. Like when they say they want to leave, they really want to leave. And you could talk about the process which Messi did it. He didn't just say he wanted to leave, but he sent a burofax, which is like quite an official document. And the fact that Carlos Puyol and Suarez supported him or like supported him on this, I think he really wants to leave the club. And to the Barca fans, like Messi is a legend. Just let him go. He has done enough. He has done enough for the club. He has been at Barca for over a decade. I mean, what else do you want him to do? He has won everything. He has won everything with you guys. Just let him go. Let him go. Just let him. Oh, it's true. Because I mean, what else do you want him to do? There are star players at the club. Like they can try and build from these star players. Minus Koeman, I don't think he has any idea what he's going to do. But then there are star players at the club. We have Ansu Fati. They can make a couple of great signings. Frankie De Jong is a very, very good deep line playmaker. Very, very good. Absolutely very, very good. I think at the moment, I think Frankie De Jong plays better than Sergio Busquets. Like at the moment, in the deep line playmaking position,
Okay.
I think Frankie De Jong is a very, very good player. And his performance against Napoli was top class. Like it was excellent, fantastic. So you have these players. You just let Messi go. There's nothing you can do to stop him. He's 33 years of age. He wants
Yeah.
to live his life too. You want him to stay at Barca. Why? So just let him go.
All right, all right. So yeah, as you said, they have a lot of upcoming talent that they can build the team around. And as you mentioned too, they can make a couple of transfers that can, set them up for a number of years to come. I think Francisco Trincao is another young player who they loaned out last
Yeah.
season, who is also like coming in. They've actually said that he's one for the future. They have no plans on letting him go anytime soon. So I think they have something in mind that they want to build up on. And for me, I would like to say for Ronald Koeman, even though he has a bad record in the Premier League, I think you have to give him credit for what he did at Southampton. Okay, he actually helped them finish seventh in one of the seasons. I think one of their best seasons coming up, and that was where Sadio Mane, Gargano Pele, and the like, showed that this coach was actually a good coach who can actually rally players behind him and actually get things done. But Everton, we saw an unfortunate turn of events for him there. And I think he should just be given a chance. I mean, he sent Netherlands to the Euro 2021 as it is now. And yeah, I understand that you feel like they are good players already. But nonetheless, at Barcelona too, he has something of a similar set of situation to deal with. And in as much as he did mention that, there's not going to be any privilege set for Messi anymore. I think he was just trying to make things clear that he's going to be an indifferent coach with no favors for anyone. And I think that's where things went wrong. He went too far with it. I mean, you don't tell that to someone who has a lot for the club and all the like. So we are looking at the possibility of the deal happening. Okay, we know what's on his head, and we are hearing something around 700 million euros as his release clause. And we hear
Yes.
something about the free transfer or he having a good deal below that, which expired in June, if I'm right. And
Yeah.
so it means that now, if you want to come up for Messi, you have to pay the amount of money, which is a crazy figure. Okay, so should it happen, who do we think, or which club do we think will make it happen? I mean, there's been rumors about Inter Milan, Chelsea, Man United, Man City. I think there's
PSG.
also one about Juventus as well. Okay, so looking
And
at all these
PSG.
possibilities, exactly, and PSG. So looking at all these clubs, why do you think Messi would fit in well if this deal is actually to go through?
I think Manchester City are leading the race. They are absolutely number one look at the previous relationship Messi has had with Manchester City's current sporting director, Tiki Bergristan. He
Yeah.
used to work in Barcelona as well, and the relationship he has with Pep Guardiola and everything. I think Manchester City is the most likely place that he's going to end up. I don't think Chelsea are going to spend so much on Lionel Messi. I don't think it's not possible. I think it's going to destroy our entire wage structure and everything. Man United wanted Sancho. If they can't get Sancho, what makes you think they can get Messi? So Man United are out. Okay, so Inter Milan, I'm not really sure. But
Yeah.
for
But for Inter
Juventus,
Milan, his former agent did say that Messi has a club in mind, and he made it known that it was Inter Milan. Okay, but again, he's just a former agent. So, and again, I don't think they also try and break the bank for Messi. So,
yeah,
yeah, it seems
yeah,
a little bit impossible.
exactly. And you have Juventus. Juventus can't have Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi in their team. I mean, like so many players would have to leave the club. And
Yeah.
for PSG as well, although you really don't have to doubt the power of Qatari owned clubs. I don't think I think PSG would have to sacrifice one of Neymar or Mbappe to be able to accommodate Messi in their club. So I don't think Messi will be going. I think Manchester City is the most likely destination for Messi. Like at the moment, I'm 85% sure he's going to Manchester City if he leaves Barcelona, of course.
Okay. So I think Thomas Tuchel also mentioned something about the fact that Messi's working on PSG. If that is the case. I think for the two clubs, Man City and PSG, they're being run by strong Qatari heavyweights who have a lot of financial
Yeah,
backing and power. Okay, I think for them, nothing is beyond their reach, even in this whole catastrophe of a season that we are in terms of economic strains and all that. So
yeah,
we need to see the outcome of this situation. But for some people today, feel Messi is just trying to, cause some of the change at Barcelona in terms of their presidency, try and force a move out for Josep Maria Bartomeu, which we don't really know if that's the case. So it's a big issue, and the issue is not actually with whether or not he wants to move. I think if he is to move, the amount of money that is supposed to be spent on this guy's head, and for a 33-year-old, I don't see why you want to spend almost €1 billion on him. Okay, I understand that he's done a lot in his career, arguably one of the best players to ever grace the pitch and all. But for 33 years, like, come on, it's going to be preposterous to think of spending about €700 million on him. Well, let's see. I also feel Man City seem to be in the best position to make this deal happen. But again, it will come with a lot of financial fair play demands and controversies as usual. I mean, they just got themselves out of one recently. I don't think they want to put themselves into another issue on this. But if everything is
but
happening
for
well,
Messi, I think for Messi, anything for Messi, as long as Messi comes into your team, Charlie, you'll be willing to risk FFP for about 10 years. You don't care as long as Messi is in their team. So
all right, all right. So yeah, so I think we are done with this issue. We'll come up with something again sooner or later. Probably how to fix this whole Barcelona mess and all that. So we thank you guys for staying with us. We hope you enjoyed this session. Tell us what you think about this whole issue, this whole saga, and if it's a makeup, if it's a stunt, or actually something real that can happen. Thank you again. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you more interesting stuff, fantastic information on around the world of football. And we hope you enjoy, your stay with us every single time. So stay safe. We are still in the COVID season, and we won't want anyone to force a anything of that sort. So yeah, Jason, something for you, and then we end our show for today.
I'm going to talk about Chelsea. By the way, I'm really enjoying this transfer window. I think the window closes in October, but I think they should just close the window early. By next week Wednesday, so we can try and prepare well for the season ahead. Yeah, it's very very cool. If they close the window early, then we can start with our training and everything. But if the transfer window is extended for so long, I don't think it's going to favor most clubs because their players might move and everything. So I think they should just close the window and then we can start preparing adequately.
Typical of someone who has done almost all his business for the season. So yeah, you will say that since everything is going on well for you, as usual. There's nothing new about that. But as I keep on saying, if you guys are disappointed this season, we don't want excuses. We don't want any explanations whatsoever. So all the best
Look,
to you
the
guys.
players have individual experience. Okay, they have individual experience. I'm not going to doubt that. Ben Chilwell has played over 102 league appearances for Leicester City in the Premier League. Thiago Silva has won about 25 titles as a world class defender. Kai Havertz is a very very young player with so much potential to be one of the best. I mean, they all have their individual experience. Like they've all played so many games and
All
everything,
right,
but it's time
all
for
right.
them to play as a team. You understand? So I think Lampard should be given more time, not this season, but next season, next two
Okay,
seasons.
okay. So we'll see how it turns out. So yeah, thank you guys once again. We hope to see you with us one more time later with more interesting stuff from Sports Analytica. So yeah, we'll see you later. Peace.